Perhaps it was fate that brought Notre Dame and Connecticut together over 8,400 days ago for the first time back in 1996. And perhaps it's fate again that brings them together for a 50th and maybe most important meeting in recent history as Notre Dame and Ucorn, Muffin McGraw and Gino Auriemma square off again in the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. A thriller of a first game with Baylor topping Oregon for a spot in the national championship game, and the Lady Bears await the winner of yet another Notre Dame-Ucorn matchup. We're very pleased to be here. Adam Amin, Carol Lawson, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe in a moment as well. There is a distinct difference when these two teams get on the floor compared to everybody else in the country. This is the rivalry in this sport.
There's a palpable distaste on both sides between the coaches and between the players. And if you look for the emotional leader of Notre Dame, it starts with senior Arike Ogunbowale, who quite possibly had the most clutch weekend in college basketball history last season in Columbus, hitting those 2 game winners. She is a force in transition. She's armed with the confidence of having already done that. And there's nothing more dangerous than a senior impervious to the pressure and ready to make her mark on this Final Four weekend again.
And Kara, there's a different sense of urgency when you're a senior. And UConn's Nafisa Collier and Katie Lou Samuelson, this is their 4th straight Final Four, but it's the first time where it's truly their team. And we saw that in the Albany Regional when each of them took turns throughout the course of those 2 games, putting their team on their shoulders to make sure they got here. Katie Lou Samuelson said, "We fought our way to get here. We deserve this moment."
The highest scoring duo in Ucorn history. That says a lot considering the talent that's worn the uniform. But Holly Rowe, no surprise that when these 2 teams get together, emotions run high.
Well, that's exactly what happened in their first meeting this season. In December, Notre Dame was #1 in the country, and Ucorn went into South Bend and gave them a lopsided loss. After that, the players had a team meeting and said, we're not as good as we thought we were, and we've got to get things together. One of those things is more composure and poise. After technical fouls and stupid fouls at the end of that game, Marina Mabry said that she and Arike Ogunbowale said, we just can't do that again.
What was wrong with us? And we'll like start laughing sometimes in the house, like, are you serious? Like, what happened to us? And like, we just kind of talk about like, we really can never do that again. Like, we lost a game for our team, like, because we lost our head.
The passion and the emotion that encapsulates this rivalry has been on display plenty of times in recent history. We're expecting another high-octane game tonight. With the win! 3 seconds for a national championship. Ogunbowale for the win. Good! Arike Ogunbowale wins the national championship for Notre Dame. The nickname Ice Twice bestowed upon Arike Ogunbowale after what she did in what was the 7th tournament meeting between Ucorn and Notre Dame a year ago. They meet for the 8th time in the tournament tonight, and it's time for the Capital One Meet the Players for the Irish.
Hi, I'm Jessica Shepard, a senior forward for Notre Dame, and my fun fact is that I print t-shirts in my spare time. Then we have Marina Mabry, a senior guard. Her fun fact is that she's ambidextrous. Then we have Brianna Turner, a graduate forward. Her fun fact is that she played Rosa Parks in her 3rd grade play. Next we have Arike Ogunbowale, a senior guard. Her fun fact is that when she was in grade school, she won 3 state soccer championships. Finally, we have Jackie Young, a junior guard. Her fun fact is that she has a street named after her in her hometown.
Oh, we talk a lot about Arike Ogunbowale, and rightfully so, but I believe the most important player to the success of this team is Jackie Young, right there, #5 in white for Notre Dame. The junior, she has continued to grow her all-around game. Her strength, her ability to penetrate is a problem, and I think it's the matchup that Ucorn has to focus most on in this game tonight.
She had a career-high 32 in the semis last year against these Huskies, and it's time to meet the players presented by Capital One.
Hi,
I'm Katie Samuelson from Ucorn, senior guard, and I am a great racquetball player. Next, we have Nafisa Collier, senior forward, and she loves romance novels. Then we have Crystal Dangerfield, junior point guard, and she's the smallest but the loudest. Then there's Megan Walker, sophomore forward, and she has a mean shoe collection. Finally, we have Kristen Williams, freshman guard, and she is a great singer.
And while Connecticut is led by their seniors and junior Crystal Dangerfield, the best player on the floor when these two teams met in December was freshman Kristen Williams with 28 points in that game, many of them in the paint with her ability to dribble, penetrate, and get by the front line of the Notre Dame defense.
Gino Auriemma said that she doesn't play like a typical freshman. We'll see if that plays out tonight. Muffet McGraw on the other sideline. Two-time national champion as well. The defending champs. The Hall of Famer at 63 years of age. An incredible run last year as they had more ACL tears than losses en route to the championship. This year, they were the hunted, Muffet McGraw said, as they make their way back to the Final Four. Meeting number 50. A spot in the title game is on the line for a second consecutive year between the Huskies and the Irish. And remember, Brianna Turner was not on the floor last year as she tore her ACL in the 2017 tournament, did not get to participate in the championship run last season. She's got the first 2 points of this semifinal on a Shepherd feed.
Offensive rebounding for Notre Dame. Has the height advantage on the front line with Turner. Certainly in that matchup being checked by Megan Walker. The Huskies are going to have to do a good job of keeping Notre Dame off the glass.
We talked in the Baylor game about their proficiency in the paint. Notre Dame leads the nation in points in the paint per game. They got 2 there.
Samuelson, a deep 3. Rebounded by Mabry. When these two teams met in December, UConn actually outscored Notre Dame in the paint, one of only 2 teams to do that all season. Shepherd to Turner again, but this time too strong. Here is Williams, the freshman. Young leaves it to Mabry. Notre Dame's all-time three-point leader in terms of makes is just 2 for 16 in the tournament so far.
Notre Dame got away with a possession there because they didn't get back in transition. I thought Kristen Williams might have had a look at the 3, chose not to take it, but that has to be a point of emphasis for the Irish, getting back on defense against this UConn transition attack.
Nice pass. Walker to Collier to tie it.
I think that really hurt them in the first matchup was not only UConn getting out in transition, but in particular Kristen Williams leaking out, which she tends to do when a Notre Dame shot goes up.
Jackie Young, very good at taking contact in the air.
Well, that's the matchup we talked about off the top, right? Jackie Young, whoever is guarding her, she's stronger, and so she can post up, she can drive and can take that contact and still finish. It's just a problematic position matchup for UConn.
She's second in the nation in terms of guards' field goal percentage, and it's her ability to absorb and get into the paint.
Dangerfield sinks it.
She needs to hit that. She can get that all night. With the way Notre Dame is going to guard ball screens, she can get into the middle of the lane and be proficient with that pull-up jab.
Great matchup. Shepherd and Collier. Collier met her at the summit, and it's a jump ball that will give the ball to the Huskies.
I like seeing Jess Shepherd, though, in attack mode from that elbow.
Notre Dame, a lot of their possessions are going to be seen at this end on this block with Shepherd.
And, you know, both of these teams are thin in terms of their bench. And so if you can attack and try to get Nafisa Collier, probably the most important part of that UConn team, get her an early foul, it'll be, without question, in your favor.
Williams, rebounded by Turner. Notre Dame likes to push the pace. Mabry's missed her first 2 from the outside. Nice cut by Collier. The assist to Dangerfield if she made it. That's going to be a connection to watch for Dangerfield and Nafisa Collier. Young short.
It's not often you see Jackie Young force a shot, and that one looked like a bit of a force.
This time Samuelson to Collier for the 2 and the first UConn lead. Ogunbowale hasn't had a touch, so Shepard had to take that one. One in the floor. Great feed by Dangerfield to Walker.
Well, that's the transition game, and Notre Dame not organized. Not as organized as they need to be against this UConn attack. Gino Auriemma told his team at shoot-around today, implored them to push the basketball, said, we need to get 25 points a quarter, score 100 on this team. That's the pace he wants his team playing. They're doing a nice job here early on doing just that.
What did he tell them, Kara? Push the pace, as you see here in transition. And then if we don't get something early, pull it out and make them defend for the entire shot clock. Make them work.
Turner was guarding Collier. Samuelson tried to feed her and turns it over. Rebecca, you were talking about the tight rotation for both of these teams, in particular for the Huskies, who do not go, if given the opportunity, beyond 6 players more often than not. And this is the last 3 games. Out of an available 20 minutes, Nafisa Collier played every single one. She gets the block on Shepard here. Walker's open for 3. Here comes Ogunbowale. Who got tripped up? Oh no. Nicole Murray slipped on the ground and she took a spill and immediately clutched at her knee. Nicole Murray, one of our officials, hitting the deck. There's going to be a timeout here to check on her. Joe Vasili, Nicole Murray, and Beverly Roberts, you see there in the referee stripes. There are 3 officials. Jenna Cross is our standby official. There is one available if Murray cannot continue. We'll step aside.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by the magic of Walt Disney World Resort Hotels.
There is Nicole Murray, who is being consoled by Beverly Roberts after taking a spill and apparently injuring her right leg, bottom of the screen. We thought it was a wet spot. Really, her leg just kind of gets caught up and gives out. And that was tough to watch. So hopefully Nicole is okay. There is Jenna Cross, who gave us a thumbs up, said she's ready to go. So Jenna takes over as the second official. And Marina Mabry having all sorts of trouble getting the ball in, a 5-second violation.
Well, not what you want out of a timeout. If you're Muffet McGraw, trying to get your team to get a quality shot.
Here's Williams trying to maneuver around Shepard.
Williams has gotten some good looks. He just hasn't converted.
You like her aggressiveness earlier?
Yeah, I mean, that's what she does best, is attack the basket.
Ogunbowale off target here. Williams right back towards the rim.
Again, poor transition defense by the Irish. Plenty of time to get back, and they're just not matching up. You have to sprint to your player in transition.
You see Notre Dame in each of its first 4 NCAA tournament games. They've gotten off the cold offensive starts. That's been the case so far in the first half dozen minutes. Deep, Dangerfield. Jackie Young. That's 8 straight misses for the Irish. Williams, and a blocking foul against Brianna Turner.
And once again, Williams getting behind the defense and forcing the issue.
She loves to leak out. As soon as the shot goes up, she loves to leak out. And this is where she was so successful in the first matchup, was getting those looks inside the paint.
Samuelson missed it. Holly, what do you got?
You guys, if you'll remember that earlier meeting in December, Kristen Williams was the star of that. The freshman coming out with 28 points, a career high for her. And you can see that confidence. She's taking it right at this Notre Dame defense.
Gina Auriemma said she's not a typical freshman, fearless and talented. The sophomore Walker in her Final Four debut drills a three, and UConn's up by 9.
Oh, how big was Megan Walker in the first half against Louisville in the Elite Eight? Hit 4 3-pointers. That tends to be the player that defenses decide they're not going to guard or that they slough off a little bit. And her making 3-point shots is a big deal for UConn offensively. Nice pass by Mabry.
Bullet from Mabry to Turner. Williams getting behind the defense again. Turnover to Notre Dame.
You see Marina Mabry just yelling at Jessica Shepard about getting back in transition, understanding that, to your point, Kara, they're continually getting beat down the floor.
So Arike Ogumbawale, Notre Dame's leading scorer at 21.5 per game, head to the bench. And Abby Prohaska is a good energy bringer off the bench for Notre Dame is in, the freshman. High-low pass knocked away by UConn. Samuelson. Collier against Turner. Rimmed out. Shepard muscling inside, got her own miss. 40 pounds lighter this year, a major transformation for Shepard has helped her on the glass. Good setup by Dangerfield, and Collier knocks down the three. Typical stat-stuffing line early for Napheesa Collier. She's been a monster in the postseason for UConn. Mabry was looking for Turner. Young off target. It was a game of runs last season at the Final Four when these two teams met. Either team capable of blasting off a quick spurt. Williams stayed with it. Turner comes out with it. Mabry for Young. In traffic, finishes again.
That's a tough finish. You know, I thought Mabry missed the moment to give Jackie Young a bounce pass, but Jackie Young shows us that athleticism and that rugged play she has in the paint as a wing.
Dangerfield behind the screen. Tipped alive to Shepard. Great lead pass to Turner. Jess Shepard, one of the best passing bigs in the country. The shot clock is off, and UConn can hold for the final shot of the first. Ball in Dangerfield's hands. To Walker, a big three. A 4-point UConn lead through one. Beating number 2 of the season, number 50 overall between Muffet McGraw and Gino Auriemma. The Hall of Fame coach and 11-time champion is with Holly Rowe when you come back to Tampa.
Welcome back to Tampa, here with UConn coach Gino Auriemma. And coach, what do you like about this tempo and pace for your team right now?
Well, I think we're doing a pretty good job defensively, obviously. You know, hold them to 12 points. That's pretty good. I think we're standing around a little bit on offense, you know. but I like the way we're attacking them, you know, in transition. We just got to get a little more movement in our half-court offense and keep up the good defense. But it'll be hard to keep these guys down. We gave away a lot of possessions where we missed a couple layups, you know, and you can't give away easy points against these guys because they just scored too many.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much, Holly. Back in Tampa, along with Holly Rowe, Adam Amin, Carol Lawson, Rebecca Lobo. Moments ago, a proud moment for our very own Carol Lawson as her 3-on-3 youth Olympic team, a gold medal winning team, by the way, got the nice ovation, including from their coach.
What a great moment to be able to work with those young players. Won the gold medal in Buenos Aires, Argentina in October. And you know what, guys? I have a feeling we're going to be seeing those four on this stage in a few years. That's how good those young players are.
Well, you did a fantastic job coaching, Kara, and congrats to you and your squad, gold medalists. Start of the second, UConn up by 4. Mabry starts on the bench for Notre Dame with Prohaska out there. Gumbawale got the offensive board and off to a cold start. Young got denied by Collier. Shepard wasn't able to finish. Shepard back up and in.
And guys, we've seen this throughout the course of the tournament for Connecticut. An Achilles heel has been the other team's ability to get to the offensive glass and get those second opportunities.
Most egregious was the game against Buffalo in the second round, a win, and then certainly against UCLA in the Sweet 16. Thought they had rectified it a little bit in that Elite 8 win against Louisville, but they're going to have to stay on it all night.
They gave up 44 second chance points in those 2 games combined against Buffalo and UCLA. Stays here with UConn.
And we're talking at the quarter, Rebecca. I thought both teams missed shots that we normally see them make in the first quarter. I mean, UConn, some layups. I thought Notre Dame had some quality looks from beyond the arc that just didn't go down. See if they settle into their offenses here in the second.
Notre Dame in a zone here after playing man-to-man in the first quarter.
They got a good look against the zone with Walker going back door. See the field goes under the basket. Notre Dame getting it done. Young to Shepard. Notre Dame trailed by as many as 9 in the opening quarter. We're squared up at 16. Collier denied by Turner, one of the leading shot blockers in the country. Ogumbawale to Shepard for the lead.
The NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And KFC's Chicken and Waffles, available for a limited time only.
For the human race, there is no escaping emotions. The trick is to control them when the pressure is on. That is what separates the good from the great.
There is the Primetime Emmy Award winner, Samira Wiley. Her role in The Handmaid's Tale earned her an award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series. Kind enough to help us out as fate. As fate has it, we've got these 2 teams meeting for a spot in the title game. Notre Dame has come back to take a 2-point lead. Samuelson turns it over. And here comes Jess Shepard outrunning the UConn Huskies.
Notre Dame's 10-0 run, Jess Shepard has scored or assisted on all 10 points.
And all 20 Notre Dame points have come in the paint. Somewhere where they've dominated the last 2 seasons.
Little zone here for Notre Dame.
Collier beating Turner that time for a much-needed 2. Solid start to this game for the All-American. Nice denial by Collier. Turner rescued it. And it will stay at this end of the floor, Holly Rowe.
Well, Jessica Shepard on an 8-0 run herself, and one of the reasons is she is moving better than she ever has in her career. Look at her take the distance, a 40-pound weight loss after she was at USA basketball tryouts. She said her jersey was tight, and Dawn Staley said, we're going to have to get you a better jersey. She did not like that feeling. Lynx coach Cheryl Reeves said you just have to get in shape to be a player that you want to be, and she's taken that to heart and looks a completely different player. How about that 8-0 run herself?
Extra cardio, extra workouts in the gym, a slimmed down diet, and an outstanding transformation for one of the best players in the country this year, Jessica Shepard.
It all happened during Notre Dame's preseason. This wasn't over the summer. That national team camp that Holly spoke of happened in the fall. She got back to campus and got to work.
Ogunbowale. There are the first points of the night for Arike Ogunbowale.
So what do we notice? Now Notre Dame's scoring. They have a little bit more time to get back on defense, set their defense. They've, at least for the last few possessions, been able to take UConn out of that transition game and force them into the half court.
Nice little step back by the freshman Williams. Dangerfield sticking with Ogunbowale. A 1-for-6 start for Arike. Nelson Adota. And the freshman Olivia Nelson Adota goes to the free throw line, drawing the second Turner foul with 6 minutes to go in the quarter.
Yeah, I was blocked with the angle. I thought Turner got ball on the top of it, and I don't know if she got her from underneath. That's a costly foul because she has been wrecking things defensively and keeping UConn out of the paint, protecting the rim, changing trajectories of UConn driving player shots.
Carol, when we met with Coach McGraw on Wednesday, she was asked, what's the best part of your defense? What'd she say?
Brown Turner.
She said, she makes our defense. Said our guards, instead of fouling, let Bree block the shots. Huge for her now to go to the bench.
Absolutely.
They have to bring in Michaela Vaughn, an experienced player, but still just a sophomore. A Notre Dame turnover gives it back to the Huskies. Well, the men's Final Four begins Saturday on CBS at 6 Eastern with Auburn and Virginia, then Texas Tech and Michigan State. A couple of first-timers in Auburn and Tech. For more information, go to ncaa.com. So the playbook's a little different for UConn with Olivia Nelson Adota, the freshman, in there.
A little bit different, and it's also a little bit different for them without Turner on the back line.
Right.
I'm looking to attack the paint if I'm UConn.
And Williams way off on the three. Ogunbowale to Vaughn. Shepard had it stripped, and a foul is called.
Well, where would Notre Dame be without these offensive rebounds in the first half? They have not been able to get their offense on track. You see the 7 offensive boards, creating extra possessions.
8 points off of those.
The foul was the first against Kristen Williams. Tough shot by Jackie Young, and a foul called on Notre Dame. That'll go against Michaela Vaughn.
Well, one of the things that UConn is challenging, or is challenged to do by their coach, is to keep the players in front. I think Dangerfield's done a good job of keeping Ogunbowale in front, and that's a tall task for Katie Lou Samuelson, but she did it on that play to keep Jackie Young in front. Nice cut by Nelson Adota.
The true freshman from Winder, Georgia, with her first points of the Final Four.
The zone is big now on the back line with Nelson Adota in the middle.
A lot of length. Mabry's in and out on the three. Dangerfield. In traffic. Samuelson was tripped up. Foul goes against Jessica Shepard, her first.
2 great looks from 2 really good point guards on either end. Mabry lines it up and misses it, almost goes down, and then Dangerfield with that quality look and just back rims it.
Connecticut lucky to get their hands on that ball too, because Notre Dame had numbers going the other way if they secured the basketball.
Combined 2 for 17 start from three-point range for these two.
We expected a shootout, not a defensive battle.
Again one. Nelson Adota. How about that friendly bounce for the freshman?
Gina Auriemma said we're going to need Olivia Nelson Adota this weekend, and she's a player who got a lot of experience when Katie Lou Samuelson was out for 4 games with injury.
Gina Auriemma said she does the things that confident players do. Now she just needs to believe in those things. Good high-low from Shepard Devon, and Nelson Adota deterred it from the backside. Williams on the long catch, stepped out of bounds, couldn't corral it cleanly. We're coming up at the halftime. It's the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Ironically enough, with Maria Taylor, Nell Fortner, and Andy Landers. Analysis from the first half, and then Kim Mulkey, the head coach of the Baylor Lady Bears, will be on set after Baylor's victory over Oregon, and they secure a spot in the championship game. That's coming up in 3:40 of game time. Mabry trying to get on track, and does with a 3. .268 in an Irish uniform. Nobody has hit more. Collier using the glass over Danielle Patterson. Nelson Adota has it.
She's been spectacular. In her few minutes, Nelson Adota has been spectacular.
It's like each game she's taken a step further. Samuelson, step back 3. Rebounded by Patterson. Samuelson has not scored in this game for UConn. Mabry again. Crystal Dangerfield, honorable mention All-American, having a career season. He's taken over games in this NCAA tournament. He'll take a 3 here. Tipped away by Collier. Samuelson. A great look, won't go down. And it goes to the Irish. A reminder that the Frozen Four's second semifinal from Buffalo, Denver and UMass, face off Thursday at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app, NCAA.com for all 90 NCAA championships. Boy, Mabry with a quick trigger. And rimmed out, and Nelson Adota clears it. This team searching for a rhythm on offense. And what a battle between Patterson and Nelson Adota.
What a beautiful pass. Olivia Nelson Adota did a nice job posting up and sealing. That's not an easy pass to get in there. Crystal Dangerfield did a terrific job.
Actually, smart foul by Patterson. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but giving up a short, or taking away a short layup, and having UConn take it out.
Williams. Boy, Jackie Young and Arike Ogunbowale both went up for it. They made contact with one another. Jackie Young is favoring her right eye. And after all that, it ends up with a bucket for Collier.
It looked like because they were both going to get a body on Nelson Adota, so she couldn't get the offensive rebound, and her teammates did instead.
Another open look. And yeah, both of them going for it.
Yep.
Fortunate bounce for Connecticut. And once again, we see the difference with Brianna Turner not in the game to secure defensive rebounds.
Shepard loves this spot on the floor.
She's been good so far in this game.
Third-team All-American, the former Nebraska Husker, who transferred to Notre Dame last season and has been an incredibly impactful player for 2 years. Mabry trying to shut off Williams and gets called for the blocking foul, her first. UConn is in the bonus, so free throws coming for Kristen Williams, the freshman out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Williams had that impressive performance, her first breakout performance in South Bend. then went through a really long stretch where she was struggling to regain that magic. A really good surge at the end of the year.
You can just see her confidence improving, and she struggled during the course of the conference season. But she's another one of the players, I think, who benefited from those 4 games without Katie Lou Samuelson.
Sure.
Had to do more, had to look for more offense.
The #1 recruit out of high school in last year's class. Ogumbawale for 3. Patterson went high for it, and Joe Basili has a foul called against Patterson. Oh, beg your pardon. Let's see who it goes against. It is Samuelson for her first foul. Jackie Young muscling inside again.
Ucorn can essentially hold for 1 here, take it all the way down, get the final shot of the half.
Five ties, 8 lead changes. Samuelson covered up by Young. Williams has to shoot it. And connects to beat the buzzer. And it puts Ucorn in front at halftime. Off in time. Part of an 8-point first half. A 30-29 Ucorn lead. Let's go over to Holly Rowe.
Well, Jessica, there was a stretch that you either scored or assisted on all 10 points. What is working for you right now?
I mean, I think we're just doing a good job. We need to move the ball better than we are right now, but I think we have mismatches inside, so if we can get it in the post, we'll be good.
How did you weather the storm without Brianna Turner, your eraser on defense, out?
I mean, Bree's a great defender, and you can tell by the last couple minutes there that we missed her, so we'll definitely need her back in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jessica Shepard with 12 points and 6 rebounds in the first half. Part of a back and forth, haymaker-filled half. Maria Taylor, what do you guys got? Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. At halftime here in Tampa, a 1-point Connecticut advantage as we get set for the start of the second half. A spot of the championship game against Kim Mulkey's Baylor Lady Bears is on the line Sunday at 6 Eastern over on ESPN. Big performance by Kalani Brown, who's having a good time watching this second semifinal. We are too. Adam Amin, Kara Lawson, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe in a moment as well. Perhaps not the most aesthetically pleasing shooting performance, but we have a 1-point game. And guys, what time is it?
It's time for tonight's Capital One rewarding performance, Rebecca.
And the one who's been most rewarding for the Connecticut Huskies in that first half was Napheesa Collier. This is a player, 22 points and 13 rebounds per game in the tournament. And it's not just what she does on the offensive end of the floor. You see her with stellar defense against Jessica Shepard. Not afraid to drive in. She's one of the few players who had success with Brianna Turner defending her. And then here, draining the 3 as well. Napheesa Collier in this first half, 11 points, 9 rebounds.
The steadying force for this Ucorn team all year long. Their best player, they're All-American. And as we enter the second half, with 20 minutes left in someone's season, a ton of seniors on the floor, guys. An opportunity for them to reach the national championship game. And the seniors for Connecticut are going to have a lot to say about that. Collier and Samuelson as well.
And Collier was with Holly Rowe moments ago.
Napheesa, you guys did a good job on Arike Ogunbowale defensively in the first half, but she's known to get hot in the second half. What are the keys to defending her?
Keep making her take really tough shots. That's what we've been doing a good job of, and that's what we got to keep doing.
What did Coach Oriama ask you guys to really focus on here in the second half?
Just getting into our offense better. We were a little bit stagnant there in the second quarter, and then we were really good rebounding in the first quarter, but we kind of slacked off again in the second quarter, so just keeping up with those 2 things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, right on cue, and those are perfectly timed questions from Holly Rowe because Arike Ogunbowale goes to the rim and draws the Collier foul.
Well, she got the switch that she wanted, which is getting Katie Lou Samuelson guarding her. And we take a look at the difference between her first half and second half numbers in last year's Final Four. Struggled from the field, much like this game, guys. Just 1 for 7 from the field. Gets herself to the free throw line early, and we'll see if she can have one of those incredible second halves. And these are Notre Dame's first free throw attempts of the game.
The two players for each team, or the player for each team that struggled in the first half. Katie Lou Samuelson for Connecticut. She got a drive and a finish. Arike Agumbawale gets to the free throw line.
You know, when I look at those numbers, guys, from last year's Final Four, the numbers that stand out to me is when Arike made that shot to win the national championship, she was 5 for 20 at the time. 5 for 20, and still had the confidence to pull the trigger there late and win her team the trophy.
He's that type of player, that type of mentality. Jessica Shepard gives Notre Dame the lead again. Here's Walker. Well, Jackie Young skied, was contacted by Collier and got it to Shepard. Mabry, the pull-up pop. If she can get going, that's a big benefit for the Irish.
Yeah, I really think it is, Adam, because she got some great looks from beyond the arc in the first half and didn't knock them down. They're not looking for 20 points from Marina Mabry, but I think she needs to hit a couple of threes to help the spacing of Notre Dame's offense here in the second half.
Dangerfield from the corner. And that was knocked out of bounds by Williams. Meeting number 50 all time. They met earlier this season in December. A UConn win in South Bend in a 1-versus-2 matchup. They met in last year's Final Four in the semifinals. It went to overtime. Good defense by Samuelson on Young. Williams on the leak out. Agumbawale did not want to pick up the foul. And Kristen Williams into double figures. UConn getting out on the fast break for the first time since early in the game. Deflected by Walker and into the hands of Dangerfield. Stop and pop. And UConn takes the lead again. Crystal Dangerfield, who was huge late in the game in the Sweet 16 against UCLA. Mabry trying to go back door. Could not save it.
The speed of Crystal Dangerfield. And smartly pulls up for that jumper, which is like a layup for her in transition, nice and in rhythm. The movement, I think, on both sides in the half court needs to be better. Both teams playing slower than the normal pace, than their normal pace.
Last year they played a game in the high 80s and 90s. Earlier this year, a game in the 80s. Collier's open for three. Jackie Young with a good rebound. Slithering through traffic, Jackie Young, so skilled at that. Samuelson beats everybody down the floor. That tells you a lot. That reaction from Muffet McGraw with her defense not getting back.
Well, a game like this, where every bucket has been so hard to come by, you don't want to give freebies to the other team. And that's exactly what Notre Dame has done in the first half and here in the second half as well.
Agumbawale might be heating up. Her first field goal of the second half.
And keep pushing it if you're UConn.
Sure.
Excellent job. Pass ahead. Put the pressure on Notre Dame.
Walker missed it. Collier knocked it off of Shepard. We saw this in Albany against both UCLA and against Louisville. Teams seem to have struggles getting back on defense when UConn wants to push the pace.
Well, in particular in this game, we've seen stretches where it's been a lot of up and down, and documented how neither team goes very deep into their bench. Fatigue can set in sometimes, and it rears its head in defensive transition.
What a rebound by Collier. The Katrina McLean Award winner for top power forward in the country. Samuelson, another good look.
A lid on the basket on both ends from beyond the arc.
Pocket pass, Mabry to Shepard. Double-double for Jessica Shepard. That's been a common theme in the postseason. Dangerfield had it rim out. Ogunbowale. Well short.
That's a complete force. Not a good shot.
Samuelson patiently scores on Turner. After a scoreless first half, she's got 6 here in the third. And Kara, you said it, late on the bucket from distance. 3 of 30 combined for these two. Right on cue, Mabry takes the lid off, knocks down her second 3.
You would think Connecticut would be looking for a touch from Nafisa Collier somewhere near the basket. Kara, you asked Coach Auriemma today, what analytics do you pay attention to? He said, I pay attention to when we haven't gotten Nafisa a touch and a few trips down the floor.
So sometimes we go 3-4 possessions without getting her the ball. Walker will take that to answer.
Jess Shepard has to have her hand up to contest. I mean, what's Megan Walker's best thing that she does on the offensive end? The catch and shoot 3. Make her put it on the floor. Nice cut by Mabry.
And she draws the Williams foul. 2 shots for Marina Mabry, the senior from New Jersey. When you come back.
Familiarity may breed contempt, but it also inspires respect for your rival.
I am taking fate into my own hands because I am here with the wonderful actress Samira Wiley that played Fate. And how did ESPN get you to play this part for us so beautifully?
I don't even, ESPN called me. I didn't even know they had my phone number. I've been looking for y'all's phone number, but I was very honored. I mean, to be able to come and give voice and give publicity to exactly what these women are doing, strong women, that's all what I'm about. So thank you, ESPN.
This is your first Final Four. What do you think of the action?
Oh my gosh, the energy here is really unlike anything I've experienced before. It's just so live. It makes me so excited. I'm giddy right now, honestly.
You play so many strong women in your roles, whether it's Orange is the New Black or Handmaid's Tale. Why are you drawn to such strong female characters?
I don't know. It's probably my upbringing, my mother, my sister, who's a lot of years older than me, who's like a second mother. They're just such strong examples of what a woman can be, and they've inspired me, and these women on the court are inspiring, so hi guys. I don't think they're looking, I think they're playing.
Well, you did such a great job. I got to bring in your baby brother here. He actually went to UConn, so we do have a rooting interest. So
Husky over here.
All right, thank you so much. Terrific job. Such a pleasure. Thank you
so much.
And a wonderful job by Amy Stokes, Catherine Davidson, and the best creative team in the business to bring in Samira Wiley to play Fate for us, and that's been the theme of this weekend. Fate has brought these two again to the Final Four in their 8th all-time meeting in the NCAA tournament, UConn and Notre Dame.
UConn in a 1-3-1 zone that they have not played much at all this season, have worked on a bit, and Notre Dame able to get right inside against it.
Brianna Turner's first points of the second half.
A little uptick in Mabry and her energy,
yeah,
her aggressiveness on the offensive end.
After a couple of shots go down. That's something Muffet McGraw said. Sometimes our offense keys our defense. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around, she joked with us. It'll stay at this end of the floor with 9 on the shot clock.
Look at this pass from Mabry. And Nelson Adota strays a little too far. Enough of an alley and zips it right in there. Timing and placement was perfect by Mabry.
Walker sinks it from the baseline. The mid-range jump shot goes down. Young in the middle. Good defense by Nelson Adota, and Collier, who's got a double-double working, clears the rebound. And Mabry out there on Walker. And Mabry with the pick. Young is there, knocked out of bounds by Collier. You said it, that energy on the defensive end showed up there.
Yeah, I mean, they need it. And she's frustrated she didn't make the layup, but the way she's played in this third quarter is the way she has to play the rest of the game. Great energy, being aggressive, looking for a shot. Another excellent pass.
Well, after their last loss against Miami, Notre Dame had a team meeting, and one of the things that came out of that meeting is her teammates told Michaela Mabry, we need you to play on the edge. She is a feisty, really great player with a lot of attitude, and she was just being too quiet, too calm, too composed. They want her on that edge, bringing the fire, bringing the passion. When she's passionate, they feed off of her. We're seeing that here in the second half.
143rd career game in a Notre Dame uniform for Marina Mabry. Nelson Adota blocked by Turner.
Nelson Adota had a real impact in the first half when she came in the game. The only player for UConn who was positive in the plus-minus, but that also coincided with Brianna Turner being out of the game.
You see the impact that Turner has brought to this team. Unavailable last year after tearing her ACL in the 2017 NCAA tournament. She's the only player on Notre Dame that was on this floor in 2015 when UConn beat Notre Dame. Katie Lou Samuelson triggers and knocks down her first three. The 15th lead change of the game has put UConn in front. Mabry too long. Samuelson sets up Walker for three. And a foul called. That one will go against Notre Dame.
Katie Lou Samuelson does a nice job of sneaking behind. And again, there's just too many good shooters on the floor for both teams to continue to miss from beyond the arc. And certainly the three-point shooting display that Katie Lou put on in the regional final, carrying her team into this game. And you see the differences in the numbers for her, starting to heat up a bit.
And Katie Lou scored on that last possession, but UConn's offense didn't look fluid without Crystal Dangerfield on the floor. She's back.
Running the offense out there. There's Collier. Way long. Ogunbowale on the push. That pass deflected off the rim into the hands of Turner, and a foul called.
There's that vaunted Notre Dame transition game. And they can secure the defensive rebound and the misses. I thought there was a risky pass by Enrique, but Jess Shepard got a hand on it and a fortuitous bounce off the backboard for the Irish.
Second foul on Williams. Well, Sunday at 5 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Join us for the NCAA Women's Championship Special presented by Capital One. And we'll have the National Championship game at 6 Eastern. You can visit ncaa.com for all 90 NCAA championships.
Brianna Turner in the regular season, not a great free throw shooter. She's been terrific so far in the NCAA tournament.
Samuelson's loose. Back-to-back threes for the senior. When they met in December, Katie Lou Samuelson had 15 points. All of them came in the second half. So far, all 12 of her points in this game, here in the second half. Ogunbowale answers. Things are heating up in Tampa at the end of the third. Final seconds. Did she do it again? Samuelson draws a foul on Jackie Young that will send her to the line for three.
Yeah, Notre Dame had an opportunity there with a foul to give, to take it and to kind of get UConn off their rhythm. It's exactly what you don't want to do. You want to contest, and I understand the urgency. Katie Lou is heated up in this quarter, and you don't want her to get a clean look, but it's a costly mistake by Jackie Young.
For John Samuelson, Katie Lou's father, this is his 6th Final Four trip in the last 8 years between daughters Bonnie and Carly, who played at Stanford, and now Katie Lou. All 3 free throws good. Jackie Young will not get it off in time. A little surge from both sides. And in this game, 19 lead changes and 7 ties. The type of game we've expected from Gino and Muffet. Muffet McGraw is on the other side with Holly.
Welcome back to Tampa here with Notre Dame coach Muffet McGraw. She's got 15 points in the second half. What do you have to change to account for Katie Lou Samuelson?
You know, we just keep losing her. And I think there's some interesting screens that are being set, and instead of trying to fight through, we're trying to actually go through them. We need to go around them. I think we're losing awareness of where she is.
Okay, Marina Mabry seems like she's turned up her fire a little bit in their second half. How is that helping you?
I mean, it had to be better than the first half, so something's got to start going our way at some point.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, you can see a frustrated Muffet McGraw with her team, and certainly the close to that quarter, allowing UConn to slip ahead in a 2-point deficit. But exactly what we expected in terms of the competition, the energy, and we've got a one-possession game, guys, going into the fourth quarter. And these two teams, they never disappoint with their effort.
I'm intrigued to see in this fourth quarter who looks to seek their shots on the offensive end of the floor. You would imagine it would be Arike Agumbawale for Notre Dame. And Nafisa Collier with only 2 field goal attempts in the third quarter. Granted, Katie Samuelson came alive, but she is their go-to in these kind of moments.
You know, here's what I think you're saying to both teams, Rebecca, coming out of here is, guys, nothing easy. We've each had our moments where we've given up easy stuff. The fourth quarter, we have to lock in and make the opposing team earn every point.
The winner gets Baylor in the championship game Sunday night on ESPN at 6 o'clock Eastern. Samuelson to Williams. And a 3 from the freshman to start the fourth. Starting 5 is out there for Notre Dame. 4 of the 5 starters are out there for UConn. It's Nelson Adota in the game instead of Walker. Shepard from the foul line. Nobody could squeeze it, and it stays at this end of the floor. Jackie Young. Turner followed it up. Shepard had it stripped out of bounds, and it stays here.
Once again, this was a difficulty for Connecticut and a plus for Notre Dame in the first half as Notre Dame's ability to get to the offensive glass.
Nice slip to Ogumbawale. Turner had it stripped. She's got it. Out to Mabry. Ogumbawale for 3. Arike Ogumbawale started to heat it up in the third. She's got 10 of her 12 in the second half.
You give a team like Notre Dame 4 and 5 opportunities at the basket, they will eventually make you pay. UConn needs to clean up the defensive glass better.
Samuelson steps over against Shepard and drains it. .18 in the second half for the senior Samuelson.
Playing with fire if you allow her to get clean looks at the basket and she starts to get going.
Into tight quarters, a turnover by Mabry. Williams recoils and scores. Timeout, Muffet McGraw.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Infinity. Empower the drive.
There's no greater teacher than failure, and no sweeter taste than redemption.
They've been beat in overtime on buzzer beaters each of the last 2 seasons. The UConn Huskies trying to make it back to the championship game, a spot that Katie Lou Samuelson has never been to. She's never played in a title game. She got injured in the 2016 semifinals. A foot injury kept her out, and she's been denied a title game appearance each of the last 2 years. Trying to carry UConn there. Notre Dame trailing by 7. And Nelson Adota clears it. Largest Ucorn lead was 9 in the first quarter. And they tie that here. Dangerfield to Collier.
So hard to defend in transition, right? Ball screen in the middle of the floor. Notre Dame not able to get organized, and Ncaa Collier finishes off a brilliant pass from Dangerfield. Ucorn starting to separate here, settling in defensively.
Young's open, good look, knocks it down. Back to a 6-point game. That stops a 7-0 spurt for Ucorn. Seven on the shot clock. Trying to get Katie Lou Samuelson a look. Left it short. Gumbawale, the senior, trying to extend her career. Same thing for Shepard, who draws a bump on the floor. Maybe a Collier foul.
The transition not organized. You see Turner and Mabry both go to the basketball. Beautiful pass leading Ncaa Collier to the bucket.
Entry feed to Turner, and she draws a Nelson Adota foul. With 2 shots coming for the senior.
She had her hands down, and one of the things the Ucorn staff has been working with Nelson Adota all year is keeping her hands up. And as Turner went to take that shot, raked her across the forearms.
To the point where in practices, if Nelson Adota put her hands down, they'd take her out of the game. They'd take her out of the situation in practice.
2 fouls per game in about 14 minutes per game. So early in the season, consistently in foul trouble, has improved as the year's gone on.
With that said, she's given them exactly what they needed tonight.
Yeah.
Key minutes defending and rebounding. Nelson Adota against Turner. Good defense and the rebound snared by Brianna. Gumbawale. The drive by Young. The pass to Turner. Turner has it. Got into the air and had to fling it out near midcourt, and it's rescued by Mabry, and Muffet McGraw gets the timeout. We'll step aside with 5:49 to go. Don't go nowhere. 4-point game.
Katie Lou Samuelson has come alive for the Huskies in the second half. It's time to take a look at the Google Cloud highlights.
18 points for the senior, putting this team on her back here in the second half. You look at the rest of the team, just 16 points. Been much more aggressive, knocking down 3-point shots, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. The energy and the infusion of production that she's given her team, it's the reason why they have a 4-point lead. Her shooting like this helps with Ucorn spacing and helps with the confidence of the other players on the floor.
And the maturity she's shown after going 0 for 5 in the first half to come out the way she has, 6 for 8 in the second.
Samuelson coming off that career high for an NCAA tournament game. 29 points and 7 threes in the Elite Eight against Louisville. Jackie Young left it short, and there is Samuelson in the thick of it, snatching the rebound. Most points in a half in Final Four history. Cheryl Swoops and Ncaa. That's pretty good company to be a part of. Samuelson with a red-hot second with 18. Another outstanding back-and-forth game between Ucorn and Notre Dame. Collier the offensive rebound and the stick back.
So again, it's the ball screen in the middle of the floor that sets that up. I know Dangerfield doesn't make the jumper, but Turner has to challenge it. So guess who's on the offensive glass? Ncaa Collier getting it and putting it in.
Gumbawale got free. 4-3. Her second of the quarter.
Yeah, Gino says to Crystal Dangerfield, same thing. I mean, work this angle and get these two with the basketball to play. Nice cut.
Samuelson missed the layup. A three can tie this game. Inside of 5 to go in the fourth. Ogumbawale to tie the game. Rebound Turner, out to Mabry. And we're squared up at 66. Samuelson turns it over. Notre Dame comes back, looking for the lead. Ogumbawale. Shepard got it back to her. And Enrique puts Notre Dame in front. Another signature second half performance by Ogumbawale. Walker beats Shepard to the rim and scores.
Everything we thought it would be, isn't it? Back and forth, back and forth.
Every possession feeling like it matters more and more as we get down the stretch. Young wants the screen. Rebound Walker. Here's Williams. Stripped by Mabry, but a foul called on the senior. Moments ago, a 5-point swing in this game.
UConn gets a great look, and you can't get an easier shot than the one Katie Lou Samuelson misses.
And then coming down the other end, Marina Mabry with the three. We talked about her struggles from the three-point line in the NCAA tournament coming into this one. She's been big so far.
She has more threes in this game than the first 4 games of the tournament combined. And Williams at the line misses the first.
UConn playing it safe here, getting 4 players back in transition. Not wanting to give up an opportunity on the run. Force Notre Dame to play against your half-court defense.
How important are offensive rebounds at this stage of the game going to be?
High-low, Shepard and Turner. And a foul called against Walker. ESPN and the ACC will bring you ACC Network this August. We'll open up with Clemson and Georgia Tech. The defending national champion Tigers will square off on Thursday, August 28th. ACCN.com to learn more. Here's Turner. Down to Shepard. What a pass for the lead. 22nd lead change of the game. Oh, contact. Young and Samuelson battling down low. The foul is called.
Aggressive play by both players. An excellent job by Katie Lou looking to post up.
Third foul on Jackie Young. Walker off the inbound. Knocks it down. The sophomore delivers the lead back to UConn. Mabry trying to bullet one in there. And a foul is called. Another one on Walker.
Well, they're trying to pick on that matchup. It's Megan Walker guarding Brown at Turner. And they can throw lobs if she's three-quarter or top side. See if there's a little bit of a hold here. It's hard to see from that angle. That's what they're trying to look right down the end.
Ogumbawale knocks it down. Notre Dame retakes the lead. 2 minutes to go in our second semifinal. Ooh, Mabry reached in and got tagged with the foul. That'll be her third. That's the third on the team, so one more foul to give for Notre Dame. A double-double for Mabry. 4th time in her career she's had double-digit assists. Samuelson against Shepard, somehow got it to go.
Much more difficult layup that time, but she's able to convert.
20 in the second half for Samuelson. Neither team letting up down the stretch. 90 seconds left. A spot in the championship on the line. Shepard gives Notre Dame the lead. Dangerfield. 7 on the clock. On the drive, to the rim, left it short. And a foul called against Ucorn. It'll go against Williams. And Enrique Ogunbowale to the line.
We talked to Notre Dame a couple days ago about how important defense was in this game, and they said we have the ability at the end of the game to get stops when we need them, and they sure did on that last possession.
Yeah, that's as solid of a defensive possession that we've seen Notre Dame play all night. Now, let's be honest, it's been a pretty low bar. They haven't been great. No, they just haven't.
Yeah,
they haven't
fair.
been great defensively tonight. But you're right, Rebecca, when they summoned it when they needed it. And now if you're Notre Dame, you have to guard the three-point line with a 3-point lead, just under a minute left.
As we've talked about, the two seniors, Samuelson and Ogunbowale, delivering in the second half. But this is another signature second half from Ogunbowale tonight.
She just has a feel for when she needs to up the ante a little bit for her team. Just knock down some three-point shots. And I don't know if there's a player that you're more confident in taking a late game shot than Enrique Ogunbowale.
And then the question becomes for Connecticut on the other end of the floor. Clearly don't need to go for three. They can get the best shot that they want. Nafisa Collier has been the player for them consistently throughout the course of the season, but they have Katie Lou Samuelson, who's been terrific here in the second half.
You see the Ogunbowale family. Of course, Enrique's brother, Dare, who was a walk-on running back at Wisconsin, now on the practice squad for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He hosted the Ogunbowale family at his house here in Tampa. Ucorn down by 3 with the ball. Williams over to Collier, blocked by Turner.
You don't have to foul if you're UConn.
Ogunbowale weaving through the defense and finally gets fouled. That was the last foul to give.
No,
Notre Dame's in the bonus. Beg your pardon. Yes, so Notre Dame going to the free throw line with Ogunbowale.
We talk about a lot of things for Notre Dame, okay? This is the MVP of the game right here for the Irish, because consistently when they have been broken down defensively, Brianna Turner has saved the day. She saved everyone on her teams but on the defensive end, and that might be the game-clinching play for Notre Dame.
That block put her past Ruth Riley for the most in Notre Dame history, and it might have been the biggest block in recent history for Notre Dame. Ogunbowale with clutch free throws to put Notre Dame in front by 5. Who can deliver? Samuelson. Around and out. Turner the rebound. And she's fouled with 24 seconds to go.
Who got the rebound?
Brianna Turner.
That's right. Say her name one more time, man.
Brianna Turner stepping up the game here in Tampa.
And hasn't missed from the free throw line, which has been her Achilles heel at times throughout the course of her career.
She was the only player on this Notre Dame roster that was on the floor 4 years ago in this building when UConn beat Notre Dame. She wasn't able to participate in the championship game a year ago because of the injury. Timeout called here by UConn. 23 seconds to go as Notre Dame has taken its largest lead at 6.
Timeout in advance. UConn's certainly going to be looking and hunting for a three-point shot. They're not out of this. We take a look at the UConn seniors. Nafisa Collier, Katie Lou Samuelson, the highest scoring duo in UConn history. 4 losses in their career leading into this semifinal game. Of course, freshmen on the 2016 National Championship team.
This was a similar situation a year ago. Remember, Notre Dame had a late lead right around this time. Couple of miscues, and UConn was able to tie it and force overtime. They're going to need another Herculean effort to do the same this year.
Keep in mind, Notre Dame has a foul to give if they decide to use it.
It's been 66 seconds for Notre Dame to go from down 1 to up 6. It's Jackie Young trying to guard Samuelson. A quick trigger, trying to draw the foul into the hands of Shepard. Ogumbawale ahead to Turner. Blocked by Samuelson. The senior Mabry can't get it to go. Time running off the clock and a foul with 6.6. How fitting it is for Brianna Turner to be at the line in one of the greatest rivalries in college athletics to try to put away their bitter rivals. That one counts for Williams. Final seconds. The Irish put down the Huskies for a second straight year, and they're headed back to the championship game to defend their title. They trailed by 9, their largest deficit with less than 8 minutes to go. They outscore UConn by 14 down the stretch, led by the 21 second half points for Arike Ogumbawale. Did it twice in the Final Four a year ago, another signature second half. But Brianna Turner was as big of a hero as there was for the Irish. She's with Holly Rowe.
Brianna Turner, last year you had to sit and watch from the bench with the torn ACL. So what was your mindset when you got to take the floor for your team tonight?
My only mindset was that UConn season was going to end tonight, no matter what it took. If I was getting rebounds, scoring, boxing out, playing hard D, we were going to get the win.
With about a minute left in this game, you guys were only up by 1, and you had a block that broke the school record. Of all the blocks you've had, why was that one so emphatic?
It was such a tight game. UConn's such a great program. They know how to close out tight games. So we had to get a stop, and they had to foul us, so I had to D up hard.
You just told me, I'm so tired. Is this one of those games where you had to leave everything out on the floor?
No doubt. I mean, I have one game left in my college career, so, this is it. So I know I have to leave it all out on the court.
You'll now have a day to regroup and play against 2 big-time players, Kalani Brown and Lauren Cox in the post. How will you find more gas in your tank?
Oh, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready. Get a good night's sleep tonight. We have our sisters are going to give us a great scout, so we'll be ready to go Sunday.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you.
The block of a lifetime, maybe the game of a lifetime for Brianna Turner. And maybe the viral moment of the tournament so far.
The Irish jig of a lifetime.
A happy one at that for Muffin McGraw. She puts away Gino Auriemma and the Huskies again, and our championship game is set. Baylor and Notre Dame Sunday night for the title. SportsCenter is